Chosen one, you must stop your scrolling immediately. Lock your attention on this specific message right now. I am not asking you to listen because I am warning you. This is not a coincidence, and the algorithm absolutely did not bring you here. Heaven intercepted your timeline today because you are standing at the exact edge of a massive and permanent spiritual shift. The enemy is working overtime to distract you right now. He desperately wants you to swipe away and forget this encounter. He knows that if you stay and hear this next sentence, his dark hold over your life will break completely. If you leave before the end, you will forfeit the exact prophetic instruction that guarantees the breakthrough you have been crying out for. The final verdict is about to be read. Let me read your exact physical state right now, because you are feeling utterly exhausted. Your shoulders carry a heavy and invisible weight. You wake up at 3 in the morning with a suffocating tightness in your chest. Your jaw is always clenched so tight during the day. You feel a burning sensation sitting right in your throat, and every time their name comes up, you force yourself to swallow it back down. You absolutely must stop swallowing that heavy feeling today. That heavy physical weight you feel is not anxiety, and you are not going crazy. That physical toll is your highly advanced spirit detecting the absolute panic of your enemies. They just realized they permanently lost access to you. They are starving for your energy, and the spiritual backlash is hitting your physical body, while the toxic matrix simply wants to call it depression. But you and I both know the raw and undeniable truth. For years, society programmed you to be the bigger person. They told you to constantly forgive and forget everything. You forced your bleeding heart to pour out endless grace to toxic people who only ever wanted to see you bleed. You became the emotional stabilizer for a master manipulator. It cost you all of your vital energy, and it completely drained the bright life right out of your eyes. While you were busy acting as their human battery, they were busy building a completely false narrative about your life. They fully expected your blind forgiveness to keep them safe from their own actions. They deliberately weaponized your beautiful empathy against you. They turned your purest light into a tool for their own dark comfort. But their cold and calculated manipulation has fundamentally miscalculated the power of your spirit. Someone who treated you as replaceable is currently unraveling completely. Nobody has ever seen them act like this before, because this specific collapse is absolutely not happening in private today. It is a public and irreversible system collapse. You know exactly who I am talking about. They walked around with absolute arrogance while whispering toxic lies to anyone who would listen. They fully expected your sudden departure to completely break you, but instead you became the massive uncertainty they were never built to handle. And now the very people they used to gossip with are watching them unravel. Their mask did not just slip because it completely shattered. Buckle in, because what you are about to hear is not just commentary. It is a highly specific and undeniable X-ray of the absolute meltdown happening behind their closed doors right now. Your silence was a lethal weapon that starved their demons. They are frantically searching for a replacement for you, but they are quickly realizing that your specific depth is utterly unreplicable. They are drowning in the noise of their own making, and every time your name is mentioned in that room, it hits them with the agonizing weight of their own foolish choices. They foolishly threw away the only genuine diamond they ever held in their hands, just so they could play with cheap rocks. You carry a specific and irreplaceable gravity. That gravity makes time itself look like an absolute fool. You walked out of their toxic matrix, and you aged backwards. Nothing makes your enemies sicker than watching you step into a room looking younger and completely unbothered after everything they put you through. They spent years praying for your massive downfall. They fully expected the deep betrayals and bitter isolation to carve heavy wrinkles into your face. They desperately wanted to see your bright spirit permanently crushed. Instead, you walked through the fire and came out glowing like you cracked a code they will never have access to. While their envy is aging them like milk, the universe has reversed your biological clock. Stop wondering why they act like nothing ever happened. Stop waiting in wound for a fake apology that will never come. Your ultimate healing does not require their fake closure. In the next few minutes, I'm going to hand you the exact spiritual blueprint that cuts their cord to your nervous system forever. I will show you exactly why forcing your heart to forgive is a dangerous trap. You absolutely must choose to heal your own self first. You need to pull your scattered energy back into your own physical vessel. You must not scroll away from this truth. If you leave this video now, you will completely miss the exact sequence of events that is about to unfold. Your quiet obedience in private has just activated a massive and public blessing. This massive energetic shift begins for you right now. Now let us go deeper into your physical reality. You are exhausted because you carry a massive somatic weight. The modern world taught you a very dangerous lie. They told you that constantly forgiving your abusers is a spiritual virtue, and you trusted their matrix programming completely. You poured your light out. But the raw truth is entirely different today. You are the chosen one. You are the ultimate empath. But your beautiful heart was turned into a weapon against you. You tried to be the bigger person every single time they hurt you. You forced your bleeding heart to offer endless grace. And while you offered peace, they simply fed on your pure energy. They left you completely hollow inside. That heavy feeling in your chest is not random. It is not some ordinary anxiety that needs a doctor. It is a severe spiritual attack on your highly sensitive nervous system. Every time you try to forgive them, you are actively keeping a dark cord attached to your spirit. You are literally bleeding your vital life force into an empty vessel. Listen closely, because this is the exact part the enemy tried to hide from you. Your pure empathy is your greatest superpower, but when you give it to a master manipulator, it becomes a toxic trap. You became the emotional stabilizer for someone who thrives on absolute chaos. They never wanted your forgiveness because they only wanted your light. You must completely reframe your reality right now. You are not a human battery. You are a highly advanced cycle breaker. You carry a specific gravity that absolutely terrifies the dark elite. They programmed you with the lie of unconditional forgiveness so you would stay weak. They know that a fully awakened chosen one is completely unstoppable. Stop swallowing your valid anger. Stop ignoring the physical alarms ringing loudly inside your own body. Your physical vessel is incredibly wise, and it is screaming at you to stop. The sleepless nights and the intense brain fog are clear signs of frequency mismatch. Your spirit is actively rejecting the toxic energy you keep trying to excuse. They walked into your life completely empty. They saw your beautiful, ageless glow, and they wanted to steal it. You thought you were helping a wounded soul to heal, but you were actually inviting a dangerous parasite into your sacred space. They did not want to heal alongside you. They simply wanted to consume your bright essence until nothing remained. And here is the raw truth they could never say out loud. Your forced forgiveness actually validates their dark behavior. Every time you let it go, you give them full permission to strike again. You are acting as a shield between them and their divine justice. Heaven cannot deliver their exact punishment while you are still standing in the way. You must step out of the way today. You need to pull your scattered energy back into your own sovereign space. The matrix programming tells you that holding on to your boundaries is toxic, but heaven commands you to protect your sacred energy with absolute ferocity. Cutting the cord is not an act of hate, but a mandatory act of divine preservation. Look at what forced forgiveness has done to your daily life. Look at the painful financial struggles and the constant spiritual exhaustion. This is exactly what happens when you pour pure gold into a bottomless pit. You are starving your own divine destiny just to feed a ghost. It is time to aggressively reclaim every single drop of your stolen power. You are the remnant. You are the rare diamond they could never replicate. The fact that you survived their manipulation proves your absolute power. They tried to break your brilliant mind with their endless games and silent treatments. But your cellular intuition always knew the absolute truth about their hollow nature. You always saw right through them. I declare your total freedom from this parasite trap today. You are no longer obligated to heal the people who deliberately break you. Your only divine mandate is to heal yourself and step into your untouched power. The era of being the sacrificial lamb for toxic manipulators is permanently over for you. Your new era of authority begins right now. If your spirit confirms this raw truth, gently press the like button to seal your energetic alignment with heaven. You need to put a spiritual shield around this profound revelation. Acknowledge that your deep empathy is a sacred gift meant only for the worthy. You will never again use your divine light to warm those who truly belong in the dark. Let the heavy somatic weight fall off your tired shoulders right this second. Breathe in the absolute certainty that you are fiercely protected. You did absolutely nothing wrong because your only crime was loving too deeply. You are the perfect victim of a calculated spiritual thief. But the thief is about to face the ultimate universal judge very soon. Let me completely reframe your reality right here and right now. You have been fighting spiritual battles in absolute silence for years. You thought you were just tired from all the endless drama. But there is a very physical reason your reality has not shifted yet. Science just uncovered exactly why you feel so profoundly stuck today. Here is what the dark elite never told you. The universe does not respond to your tears or your desperate pleas. The universe responds to a very specific brainwave. Scientists know exactly what this frequency is. It is the exact same frequency your brain was running when you were a bright and gifted child. Ideas came effortlessly back then. When you were young, the world felt like it was completely on your side. You had lightning intuition and sudden flashes of pure genius. But then adulthood arrived with its toxic matrix programming. The modern world went to work on your brilliant mind. The endless stress and the survival routine systematically suppressed your sacred biological frequency. Every time you acted as an emotional stabilizer for a narcissist, you pushed that frequency deeper. Being a human battery for their toxic chaos literally scrambled your brainwaves. And when that specific frequency fades away, your genius fades right along with it. Your finances stall completely. Your deep intuition goes absolutely silent without warning. Most people will live their entire lives without knowing this energetic theft happened to them. But you are not most people. You are the cycle breaker heaven called by name. The person who drained you knew exactly what they were doing. They recognized your elite frequency the moment they met you. They desperately wanted to steal your ageless glow. They could never generate their own pure light because they are entirely hollow. So they designed a calculated manipulation to lower your vibration. They intentionally kept you in a state of high anxiety and constant confusion. They forced you to focus on their endless crises. This forced your brain out of its natural wealth-attracting state forever. Listen to me very closely right now, because 99% of people miss this shift. Every single time you offered them your pure forgiveness, you lowered your frequency. You actively stepped out of your divine alignment to meet them in the dirt. You sacrificed your own biological harmony just to keep their fragile ego fully inflated. This is exactly where their entire manipulation fundamentally miscalculated. They thought your exhaustion would finally break you permanently. They fully expected you to remain trapped in their low-frequency prison forever. But your spirit is vibrating with a cellular knowing right now. Your deep intuition is waking up from its long and heavy sleep. You were never the anomaly in someone else's otherwise healthy life. You were always the divine mirror. Your pure light exposed the deep internal rot they constantly tried to hide. The reaction got this incredibly loud because you got closer to their truth than anyone else. They attacked you because your presence demanded their absolute accountability. This brings us to a critical distinction that eludes the vast majority of ordinary people. Your current isolation is not a punishment for being a bad person. Your isolation is an intense formation period, orchestrated entirely by heaven. God is actively protecting you from the severe spiritual pollution of the matrix. You are being carefully hidden away. They walk around thinking they completely destroyed your potential. They brag to their flying monkeys about how easily they replaced you. But here is the raw and uncomfortable truth they could never say out loud. They are spiritually starving without your pure energy to feed on. They are desperately trying to find another diamond in a sea of rocks. Read that again in your spirit and let it anchor into your reality. Your absolute silence is a lethal weapon that cuts off their oxygen supply. Unplugging from their matrix was the most powerful thing you ever did. You stopped being their emotional charging station. You finally closed the door and you permanently sealed the massive energetic leak. You must never apologize for protecting your sacred frequency. You are the remnant, and your energy is not meant for public consumption. You carry a heavy divine mandate that requires absolute focus and pure intention. The days of sacrificing your biological health for a toxic vampire are over. The universe is preparing your massive physical shift. Stay with me, because this next revelation is the absolute key to everything. The dark elite want you to stay confused by their cheap illusions, but you are about to discover the exact mechanism that will restore your stolen power. Your days of waiting in wound are permanently finished. A massive quantum shift is happening in your body today. You walked into their toxic matrix with a pure heart. You are the ultimate cycle breaker heaven chose. They fully expected the heavy betrayals to carve deep wrinkles into your beautiful face. They desperately wanted to see your bright spirit permanently crushed under their massive weight. But instead, you walked through the raging fire and you aged backwards. Nothing makes your enemies sicker today. They watch you step into a room looking incredibly radiant and completely unbothered. They spent years praying for your massive downfall in the dark. The toxic matrix expected you to simply wither away in silence because they could never understand the divine alignment protecting you. You carry a specific gravity that makes time itself look like a fool. Let me reframe your entire reality right here. You must understand the parasitic nature of the person who tried to destroy you. They were never a complicated soul needing your deep love. They were a hollow vessel searching for a human battery. They are absolute parasites who cannot generate their own divine light, and they constantly require a premium host to survive their own chaos. Your pure energy was the only thing keeping them alive. They literally fed on your bright essence while giving you absolutely nothing in return. Every time they created toxic chaos, they were mining you for a reaction. They deliberately pushed your boundaries to steal your vital frequency because they needed you to bleed so they could temporarily feel. But you finally woke up from their dark matrix programming. You realized that your precious empathy is not a limitless buffet for demons. You closed the door. You instituted absolute no contact. The matrix tries to tell you that leaving without a word is somehow immature, but heaven declares that your total silence is a lethal weapon. Type 1111 in the comments to physically anchor this exact shift into your reality. Do this right now to claim your permanent freedom from their grip. Leaving them was never an act of running away. Your sudden absence was an aggressive act of divine justice. You simply stopped paying the energetic toll for their severe madness, and you took all of your brilliant light back into your own sovereign space. You probably did not realize it at the time, but your absolute silence was the most devastating blow you could ever deliver. A master manipulator cannot survive in a total vacuum. They constantly need your words and your tears to fuel their massive ego. By offering them nothing, you starved their demons completely, and you cut off their oxygen supply without lifting a single finger against them. They are constantly checking for your reaction in the shadows. They try to bait you with their pathetic flying monkeys. They desperately want you to break your no-contact rule. They need you to send one angry message so they can steal your energy again. But you are a demonstrated warrior of light who refuses to take their cheap bait because you know exactly how their predictable game is played. Look closely at what happens when a parasite loses its premium host. They quickly spiral into absolute panic. They scramble to find a cheap replacement for your rare diamond energy. They drag new victims into their dark web, but they quickly discover that your specific depth is completely unreplicable, and nobody else can stabilize their toxic chaos like you did. You were the ultimate empath who carried their heavy burdens for years. Now they have to sit alone with their own rotting internal reality. The dark elite want you to feel guilty for leaving them behind. They whisper lies to make you question your own divine intuition. But heaven is aggressively applauding your brilliant escape because you finally chose to protect your own sacred vessel from their dark pollution. Pay close attention to this next part because the enemy tried to hide this. Your restraint was absolutely never a weakness. That silence was the sword of divine justice swinging downward. That single act of choosing your own dignity over your revenge signed their eviction notice. You handed the final verdict to a court they cannot appeal, and you left them completely defenseless against their own fast-approaching karma. They expected your departure to permanently destroy your future. They waited with bated breath for you to fail completely without them. Instead, you became the brilliant sun. You stopped being the anomaly in someone else's broken life. You stepped fully into your untouchable power, and you claimed your sovereign throne. You did not just survive their heavy storm today. You became the master of the wind and the rain. Your pure frequency is now actively repelling their dark attachments. They are completely blocked from accessing your spiritual timeline forever. The generational patterns of abuse end permanently with you, and you are the cycle breaker heaven has been waiting for all along. You walked away from a toxic nightmare without offering forced forgiveness. The universe is about to reward your incredible bravery with massive abundance. Your physical vessel is totally cleared of their toxic residue. Do not ever look back at the burning bridge you just crossed. Your massive victory is already secured in the spiritual realm today. Now I need you to imagine this exact scenario clearly. The energetic cord is completely and permanently severed. Your massive spiritual shield is firmly raised today, and the master manipulator is suddenly sitting in absolute and terrifying silence. They fully expected you to chase them while begging for a fake apology, but your deafening silence just hit them like a heavy freight train. Underneath all of that noise, their severe panic is rapidly multiplying. They check their phone constantly, expecting your angry paragraphs. They bait their traps with calculated drama, hoping you will eventually snap. You always fixed their messes in the past. But this time, the universe permanently blocked their toxic access to your beautiful mind, and they are left starving in the dark without a premium host. Let us break down exactly what happens behind their closed doors. The parasite realizes the premium host is actually gone forever. The sudden lack of your pure energy throws their nervous system into total chaos. They desperately try to project their fake confidence to the outside world, but inside they are frantically suffocating on their own toxic fumes because they cannot survive without a constant supply of stolen light. They quickly realize that your specific depth is utterly unreplicable. They aggressively try to find a cheap replacement to act as their new emotional stabilizer. They drag innocent people into their dark web, hoping to drain their pure energy. But those ordinary people cannot handle the severe madness. They shatter instantly under the massive weight of the narcissist, and they leave the parasite completely empty-handed once again. Nobody else possesses your rare and divine spiritual capacity today. You were the only empath strong enough to absorb their endless poison while still glowing. They threw away a priceless diamond. They wanted to play with cheap rocks. Now those cheap rocks are crumbling in their hands. They are left completely alone with absolutely nobody to blame for their massive failure. The Matrix convinced them that they were the absolute prize, but reality is currently teaching them a very brutal and unforgiving lesson. Listen closely, because the atmosphere is shifting violently around them. The flying monkeys who used to support their lies are starting to wake up. They actively notice the massive cracks in the false narrative they built about you. The narcissist cannot maintain their charming mask without your stolen energy to power it. Their ugly truth is bleeding through the edges, and the people who once adored them are quietly stepping away in sheer disgust. They are completely drowning in the noise of their own making. Every time they try to sleep, they see your unbothered face in the dark. They are haunted by the absolute certainty that you are doing perfectly fine without them. You walked away and stepped directly into your untouched power. Meanwhile, their bitter envy is rapidly aging them like milk left in the sun, and they cannot hide their physical decline from the world. This is the exact turning point where everything begins to unravel. The spiritual cost of their heavy betrayal is compounding every single day. They thought they could manipulate the universe the same way they manipulated you. But heaven does not negotiate with arrogant thieves who constantly steal from the chosen ones. The divine debt collector is knocking on their door right now, and the heavy price for breaking your beautiful heart is finally due. You did not have to lift a single physical finger against them. You did not have to plot revenge or expose their lies to the world. Your pure existence is the exact weapon that destroys their entire false reality. By simply removing your brilliant light, you forced them to finally sit alone in the dark. They are absolutely terrified of their own shadow, because they finally see the monstrous shape of their own deeply rotten soul. They walk through their lonely days with a heavy and suffocating dread. They know exactly what they did to the only person who truly loved them. The specific gravity of their massive regret hits them in sudden and violent waves. They desperately try to drown the guilt with cheap distractions and very hollow relationships. But nothing can fill the massive void you left behind, and they are slowly suffocating in the empty space where your pure light used to shine. Watch what happens next, because it is mathematically precise. The pressure inside their toxic bubble is building to an explosive absolute limit. They can no longer contain the severe madness that your pure empathy used to pacify. The people they tried to impress are slowly backing away from their chaotic energy. The false kingdom they built on lies is actively crumbling to the ground, and they are entirely powerless to stop the fast-approaching destruction. The tension is absolutely unbearable for them right this second. They are standing right on the edge of a massive and irreversible public collapse. You can literally feel the heavy shift in the atmosphere happening today. Your silent obedience in private has fully activated the final stage of their divine punishment. The ultimate reckoning is no longer delayed, and the heavy curtain is about to violently drop on their pathetic and exhausting show. And here is the final verdict we promised at the very beginning. That massive public collapse you were waiting for just happened. It exploded right in front of the exact people they used to gossip with. The heavy pressure finally shattered their fragile illusion completely, and their carefully crafted mask dissolved into absolute dust. They are experiencing a highly public and irreversible system crash today. I want you to visualize this cinematic scene very carefully today. They are standing in a crowded room full of their loyal supporters. Something very small triggers their deep internal rot. They try to project their usual arrogant charm to the crowd, but their nervous system malfunctions completely without your pure energy to stabilize their toxic chaos. Their fake mask shatters instantly in front of everyone. They start aggressively yelling and blaming everyone around them. They frantically look around the room for a new bleeding heart to absorb the heavy damage. But nobody steps forward to save them from their own massive madness. The flying monkeys who blindly followed them are now staring in absolute horror. The dark truth is finally exposed to the brilliant light. You were always the only person who could absorb that level of toxicity. Without your divine empathy acting as a shield, their true monstrous shape is fully visible. They are completely unraveling in real time, while their former friends slowly back away. The quiet room is suddenly filled with the suffocating weight of their massive regret. They are entirely alone in a room full of people. This is exactly where the absolute justice of heaven is delivered. Someone in that room casually mentions your beautiful name in passing. The narcissist suddenly freezes in sheer panic and complete disbelief. They completely lose their mind and they violently slam their hands on the table. In their blind rage, they accidentally scream the undeniable truth about your pure innocence. They publicly defend you while desperately trying to destroy you. They openly admit that they pushed the greatest blessing of their entire life away. Every single lie they ever told about you instantly burns to absolute ash. The people listening finally realize that you were always the innocent victim. Your absolute silence just orchestrated their ultimate humiliation without any physical effort. Their profound humiliation is permanently burned into the public record. They cannot manipulate their way out of this massive disaster because everybody finally sees the real them. Your complete absence literally starved their dark demons to death. They are violently choking on the very same poison they tried to force-feed you for years. Heaven is making them choke on their own toxic karma. Look at their physical appearance falling completely apart today. Their bitter envy is carving deep, heavy wrinkles directly into their once confident face. The bright spark they stole from you is entirely gone forever. They look incredibly hollow and drastically aged while you step into your glowing power. They are a walking ghost carrying the heavy chains of divine retribution. They are forced to live with the agonizing knowledge of what they actually lost. Every morning they wake up knowing they threw a priceless diamond into the dark dirt. They desperately try to replace you with cheap rocks, but those rocks offer absolutely no comfort. Their new supply cannot stabilize their chaotic mind because your specific depth is unreplicable. Your bleeding heart was actually a massive weapon of divine grace. When you finally withdrew that grace, their entire kingdom instantly collapsed into absolute ruin. You did not have to plot any toxic revenge against them. You simply stepped back and let their own dark karma violently consume them. Heaven promised you ultimate vindication, and heaven absolutely delivered on that promise today. This is the exact glorious victory you have been waiting for. You survived the intense fire, and you emerged as an untouchable sovereign force. They are left crawling in the ashes of the fake empire they tried to build on your back. You do not have to carry their heavy, toxic baggage for one more single second today. You are completely released from their dark and heavy burden. Feel the massive surge of pure, triumphant energy washing over you. Every tear you cried in silence has been fully avenged by the universe. The person who treated you as an option is now a permanent prisoner of their own making. You broke the toxic cycle completely, and you walked out of the matrix entirely unharmed. You are entirely free from their endless madness forever. Let the absolute reality of this public collapse sink deep into your spirit. The scales of cosmic justice are perfectly balanced in your favor right now. They will never again have the power to dim your brilliant, ageless glow. You are standing safely on the high ground while the flood of karma washes their legacy away. The long spiritual battle is officially over. They will spend the rest of their miserable life constantly watching you thrive from a distance. They will see your massive abundance, and they will physically ache with deep regret. But the massive gates of your kingdom are permanently locked to them forever. You have reclaimed your sacred throne, and you are never stepping down to their level again. Your brilliant victory is written in the eternal stars today. You walked into this heavy season bleeding from wounds inflicted by people who were completely blind to your incredible worth. You carried their massive toxic burdens until your own back nearly broke under the pressure. But look closely at yourself right now. You are absolutely no longer waiting in wound for a fake apology from a master manipulator. You have successfully transcended their dark, toxic matrix forever. You survived the intense fire, and you emerged completely purified. While they are publicly unraveling today, you are stepping directly into your permanent and untouchable, ageless glow. The heavy financial struggles and the deep spiritual exhaustion are shattering right here and right now. You are not a human battery anymore. You are a sovereign force of divine nature. Step fully into your absolute power and receive the exact harvest heaven prepared for you. Your absolute silence was the ultimate weapon that secured your glorious freedom. Your left brain will try to inject heavy financial doubt right this very second. The dark matrix will actively whisper to you to hesitate and calculate your next move. Silence that lying voice immediately. That hesitation is the exact matrix programming designed specifically to keep you broke and exhausted. If your spirit is vibrating with a cellular knowing right now, heaven demands your immediate obedience. Do not let the elite steal this massive, energetic shift from your hands. There is a specific reason your breakthrough has been sitting at the door without ever coming inside. It is absolutely not your fault. It is a highly specific brainwave frequency that your brain ran effortlessly when you were a bright child. The dark elite systematically suppressed your gamma wave to keep you weak and compliant, but a dedicated team of brilliant neuroscientists finally compressed an entire gamma activation protocol into a 7-minute audio track. You simply close your tired eyes and put on a pair of comfortable headphones. You let the powerful sound wave do exactly what the modern world spent decades wondering. It is called the genius song. There is no frustrating meditation and absolutely no daily physical effort required from you. You simply listen, and the ancient frequency naturally aligns your cellular structure with massive universal abundance. It forces your brain back into synchronized coherence effortlessly. Over 18,000 chosen ones have already used it to rapidly unlock their finances and heal their deep trauma. A nurse from California said her life now feels entirely enchanted after using it for just 2 weeks. A business owner from Texas said the gamma frequency easily figures out his hardest problems while he sleeps peacefully. The heavy generational curse your family carried for decades is simply gone. The universe is finally working with you instead of against you. Columbia University discovered that a strong gamma signal actually radiates outward to protect your family and your children. The dark elite have quietly paid thousands of dollars in private clinical sessions to access what the genius song delivers in just 7 minutes. They would heavily prefer this massive secret remain completely out of reach for people exactly like you. They are actively trying to scrub this leaked document from the internet as we speak today. Do not look for this sacred tool on standard streaming platforms. The cheap copies circulating online contain absolutely no brain entrainment technology, and they are diluted counterfeits designed specifically to keep your gamma dormant. The only authentic and fully activated version of the genius song is available through the protected portal. Find the specific link in the description and the pinned comment below. Guard your precious energy from those fake matrix traps. You can access this powerful divine breakthrough today for a mere fraction of its true value. The universe does not require you to take a single financial risk. You are fully protected by an ironclad divine guarantee. If you do not feel the massive shift you deserve, every single penny is returned to you without question. This is a pure, energetic exchange governed by complete and total trust. Heaven ensures your absolute safety while your vibration rapidly rises. When you claim your authentic access today, 4 powerful bonuses are eagerly waiting for you. You will receive the Genius Child audio track to easily activate confidence and focus in your children. You also get the original classic prosperity book that the secret was secretly built upon, alongside a guided visualization and a strategic habit blueprint. These sacred tools will heavily fortify your newly awakened frequency and protect your massive physical harvest. Do not wait for a better moment to claim your power. The chosen one who hesitates at the threshold simply becomes the chosen one who always wonders what could have been. The dark elite want you completely confused by cheap copies, but your spiritual discernment is fully activated today. The massive door of abundance is standing wide open. Click the specific link in the pinned comment below right now and walk through the portal to claim your ultimate divine destiny.